Hey up you fantastic bunch, welcome to this week's top 5 camps. I'm the Tarty Nitro Goblin, according to Discord, and as ever, I've got some amazing camps to show you from some of the best builders in the 76 community. Now then, for all of you that are new to the channel, all of these camps have been chosen and voted for by members of my Discord.
This is Democracy Manifest.
So if that's anything that you want to get involved with, there's a link to it down in description, as well as links to all the builders featured in this video. Anyhow, enough waffling on, let's take a look at this week's camps. To kick things off, in the number 5 spot, we have Wastelander 84 with the Cultist Sacrifice Camp. Simply barbaric. What I liked about this camp was just how freaky it is. It's like some Aztec bloody cultist shit going down here. Straight up, we know Wastelander. That is probably one of the most sinister camps I've ever seen. Honestly, you've done a cracking job at making it look so foreboding. Imagine stumbling across that bastard as a new player at Wasteland. All the fog's coming around you. You've got lit frigging torches and cages everywhere. Yeah, you wouldn't hang around, would you? Aye, in terms of ambience and the actual feel that you get from a camp, if that makes any sense, this one is top of the list for this week, by far. Now, while this camp is great at making you shit yourself, we do have to look at the other aspects of it as well. First up, location choice. Perfect. That rope bridge fits in with this camp absolutely bob on. It looks like it's pre-existing. And by that, I mean the whole camp. It looks like a Bethesda-made location. The second thing we've got to look at is the camp build itself. There isn't actually too much in terms of buildings. In fact, I can't see any buildings at all. We do have those awesome-looking stone pillars and towers, but I think what really makes this camp so good is the decor on it. Everything from the hanging cages to your choice of lighting. It all adds to that creepy and eerie effect, and yeah, I think you've absolutely knocked it out at park with this, pal. In fact, you actually got my vote this week. Wastelander, thank you very much for entering, and congratulations on the number 5 spot. Personally, I would have put you a little bit higher. Right then, so coming in at number 4 this week, another camp that I think should be way higher up the list. It's KIFd with the Fleur Market, or Flea Market. I don't know, whatever the fuck that is. Right, so where do we start with this camp? Let's go with the exterior because, you know, we're already outside and it makes sense. Personally, Kif, I think you've knocked this one out of the park. That is an awesome looking structure. Honestly, solid looking camp from the outside. It is immersive and kind of war friendly in some ways, but it doesn't look like it's going to fall down. It looks like a well-constructed shithole rather than, well, a shithole. There's good levels of detail and decor on the outside. I like the mismatched wall pieces to give it a little bit more texture. Yeah, stunning looking build exterior-wise, Kif. You've killed it. Now let's stick our noses onto the interior side of things. And wow, I wasn't expecting that. It's really clean in here. To be fair, the outside doesn't look too ramshackle, but I wouldn't expect it to look like this inside. I was expecting a really scrappy interior, but no, it's really well kept. Bit of a mad mix of styles there. I like it. Again, guys, if I was judging this week, this is another camp that would have been higher up. Everything from the outside of the place to the levels of detail and decor on the inside. Personally, I think it should have been close to the top, this one. Kif, what a cracking build. You've really outdone yourself with this one. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the number 4 spot. Coming in at number 3, we have Lady J. Not to be mistaken for Lady H. You can see it there. That's a different letter. Anyway, yeah, alphabet aside, we've got Lady J with this amazing looking queen build. If you're into this kind of thing, then I'm guessing you're getting a little bit of a pecker on right now. Okay then, first impressions. I love it. Quite simply. That is the first time I've seen that wallpaper set look good. 9 times out of 10, it looks faker than Katie Price's tits, but on this occasion, it does look pretty convincing, and it goes really well with the glass wall set as well, to be fair. Yeah, beautiful looking camp on the outside. I like how you've put glass in the windows as well. That's a nice touch. You've got ever so slightly overhanging roofs. Again, just gives it a little bit more. Simply lovely. And your decor levels are quite good too. No complaints from me whatsoever, other than one small little thing. Where's your bloody underpinnings? You know what, I can't actually believe people are calling me Mr. Underpinnings now. Well, you brought it on yourself, TNG, haven't you? Well, yeah, of course I have, but I didn't mean it to go that far. Why the fuck am I talking to myself? Yes, to sum up your exterior, Lady J, spot on. Let's take a look on the inside. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. It's pretty much what you'd expect going off the outside appearances. Pretty cool looking kitchen. We've got some sweet little merges going down. Aye, overall, pretty solid work in here. It's a pretty sweet camp, this Lady J. The exterior is what did it for me, but like I say, the old camp is pretty sorted. Lady J, thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on number 3 spot. Coming in at number 2, we have Rin with the Lucille Camp Build. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right there, bud. I don't do well with speaking, let alone silent letters and shit like that. But yeah, moving on. From what I can gather from the video's description, this is supposed to be a pre-war farm that's mostly survived the bombs and has quite clearly been repurposed after the war. And to be honest with you, I think Rin has actually captured that perfectly. Now, yes, being a British man living in Britain, we don't have any American-style farmhouses over here. For obvious reasons, we're in a totally different fucking country. However, I do have access to electric, and I do have access to a TV. And you know, that's the kind of shit that you see on American programs, kind of. Yeah, and even if it wasn't, yeah, there's a bloody barn there with a cow in it. It's a farm. It's obvious. Oh, Jesus, I've lost my train of thought again. Yeah, camp, exterior, things. Mind gone. I reckon you've done a fairly good job of recreating an abandoned farmhouse. It does look ramshackled. It looks pre-war. It looks like it's just holding on to life by a couple of nails. Yeah, it's not a bad structure at all. Not my favourite this week. I will be 100% honest with you. But it's not bad. On the decor side of things, again, I think you've done a decent job at decking the place out. It's not overly exuberant, there's nothing that stands out. It matches in with the theme really well. Not too shabby at all, pal. Not too shabby. Rin, I think you've got a fairly cool camp here. It looks exactly like what you're going for. It's pretty well fleshed out, and that view, absolutely incredible. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the number 2 spot. Hats off to you, mate. Right then, fellas and fellettes, we come to the number 1 spot, and who do you think's got it this week? Before I tell you, I have just got to mention, we do have 2 more camp builds to show after this. They are going to be honourable mentions, again, chosen and voted for by my Discord, link in the description. And trust me when I say, they are 2 pretty sick builds, so you're going to want to hang around for them. Anyway, this week's winner of the top 5 camp competition is Epidemic with this incredible shit build. And am I right in saying this is your first time entering Epidemic? I think it could be. What a way to kick it off, mate. Now, where do we begin with this thing? Because there is a lot going on. Obviously, it's not your traditional pirate ship kind of shape. While it is long and pointy, that's exactly what she said, it does have quite a bulbousy rear end. This is starting to sound worse, isn't it? Yeah, you know what I'm saying though. It breaks from tradition. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. I'd say this is more steampunky. Even though it is not steampunky in any way, I'm still getting them kind of vibes from it. Anyway, it don't matter what you call it, does it? It's a cool looking ship build, and there is a lot of detail in this thing. Take for example the anchor chain that Epidemic's made there. I do believe that's a pre-existing anchor, and he's just put bone chimes going down to it. And I think it looks incredible, and it's a really clever use of the environment as well. That's smart, that is really smart. Moving on from that beautifully crafted anchor, we've actually got a prefab being used as part of the ship's hull here. That is something I've never seen before, but I think it looks sick. Again, another really intelligent idea. This is cool. And the more you look at it, the more detail that you see as well. We've got an unfortunate dude walking the plank over there. All the skeletons look like they're busy and they have a job to do. We've got masts made of conduits and rigging. This is a really highly detailed build, but it's big as well, so the fact that there's that much decor in it, it just makes it even more impressive to me. The decor doesn't just stop on the outside either. The inside of this place is fully decked out. Do you get it? It's a ship, decked out. Yeah, I thought it was brilliant, but obviously not. Epidemic, it's a spectacular looking camp this, with some really cool and unique ideas. More than deserving of the number 1 spot. Thank you very much for entering this week, pal. And with that, guys, that wraps up the top 5. However, like I mentioned, we do have 2 honourable mentions to look at. And the first one is going to be the Ultra Modern Modular by Moonlight Cowboy. Simply lovely. Now, this camp is one that would be in the actual top 5 if I was voting, not just because Moonlight Cowboy's my friend, but because it's an awesome fucking build, guys. The overall design of it is sublime. I like the recessed walls. I like how we've got the, I mean, they look like shoji walls, but they're not, are they? I don't know the term for them. Stripey Boy 5000 walls. There you go. On top of the structure itself, we've got this beautiful garden that Moon's put together. And the interior, bob on. It is very typical Moonlight Cowboy, quite clean, quite minimalistic, but it works for this kind of build. Yeah, Moonlight, like I say, if I was judging this week, this will be in the top 5. I think you've done a cracking job with it. Congratulations on the honourable mention, dude. Thank you very much for entering. Our second mention of the week goes to JW1071, and this has been very kindly filmed on behalf of JW by Corners. Now, this build is called the RNG Factory Build, and it definitely does look like a factory, doesn't it? Especially with that location that JW's chose as well, right next to the train lines. Another thing that works in this build's favour as well is how utilitarian the exterior looks. There's nothing fancy about it. It just looks like a functional factory. It's a realistic kind of build, this, and you know me, guys, I like that kind of stuff. The industrial theme doesn't just stop with the outside either. When you walk into the factory, you've got machines getting on with the daily business. You've got your computers and generators everywhere controlling what's happening in the factory. There's all kinds of stuff going on. But the main thing is, it looks industrial and matches in with the theme of the camp. JW, cracking job on this one. I did enjoy it. Like I say, I love this kind of theme of build. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the honourable mention. And there it is, guys. That is another week of the top 5 done. I hope you all did enjoy it. A massive thank you to every single person that entered this week and every single person that voted. Again, if any of you guys watching want to vote or submit your own camps, then there's a link to the Discord down in description. I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my channel members and Patreons. The extra support is much appreciated. And a massive thank you to all of you guys who come along, watch the videos, like, comment, etc, etc. As we say in the north, I'll love you and leave you, and I'll catch you at next one, guys. Have fun.